Hey, what you guys? Welcome to Cats and Conspiracies. How's it going? I have the cats, I have the conspiracies, and I have the movie news, the rants, the reviews, and mostly the rants. Actually, I've got oh God, particularly depressing rant for you today, which I'm sure you've seen from the thumbnail. Terrible news that 24 may be coming back. One of probably my favorite series, uh, my favorite like TV action series of all time was 24. So very, very special place in my heart. Let's just have a little look at it, shall we? Let's see what's going on there. Hold on a sec. Let me just move myself out of the way. There we go. Right, let's have a look. Here we go. Let's see what's going on, shall we? In thoroughly depressing news, the long awaited 24 arrival gets its most exciting / depressing update yet. So, why do I say this is depressing? Because people will be like, Paul, you loved 24 and it was the greatest thing ever. Yes, it was. And Jack Bauer is one of the greatest um, greatest characters of all time. I love Jack Bauer. I think he's incredible. And all the other characters in it were amazing. So, why would this be depressing news? Well, several reasons. For me, 24 kind of ended at series 4 when Jack walked off into the sunset with his sunglasses on, the jack pack, the messenger bag, the gun, into that dusty sunset. Beep, beep, beep. Blah, 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 blah. That, for me, I could have, if it had been 4 series, 4 and done, that ending, amazing. I would have said that was one of the, if not the best TV series, action series, emotional series made of all time. Absolutely incredible. Obviously, I wanted more, but you should always be left wanting more and not necessarily having it. Of course, it came back and back and back and back. And every time it come back, I couldn't help but feel that peak at Series 4 just kept going down. A few reasons, really. The main one being what they did to the characters. Um, Killing off in Series 5 so many beloved characters that we'd fallen in love with over 4 series. Obviously, some of them hadn't been in all 4 of those series, but a lot of them had from the start. Tony been there from the start. Michelle, Chloe, so many incredible characters. To open the new series and to kill most of them in the opening scenes was too much. Um, I think I'm over it now. Yeah, there's too much. I didn't enjoy that at all. I know characters have to die, but it was just too much. And even by the end of it, President Heller, who I did kind of meet, I will tell you in a sec, even he said to Jack, he went, "You're cursed, Jack. Everybody who gets close to you ends up dead." And it was true. Like, it was so many times where Jack could have been allowed a semi-happy ending. Look, I know happy endings aren't real. I know happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet. And in the real world, that doesn't really happen. But look, sometimes I want a happy ending, right? And I think Jack had certainly earned his after everything that had happened to him, his daughter being kidnapped and his wife being murdered, and then Nina, asking the president for the pardon for the future murder of Jack Bauer. It was just insane. And I think he needed to have some kind of respite at the end. So yeah, bringing it back, killing off all those characters. So many amazing characters in 24. Incredible. If you never watched 24, um, yeah, I would say bang it out to season 4. The first series was damn good. Was really good. You go back and see how young Kiefer Sutherland looks. But I would say with the first series, like they were kind of finding their feet and sort of figuring out what was going on and figuring out the format, learning about the characters, and even learning what the whole operation was. Like CTU was what Jack worked for, counter terrorist unit, top secret. Anytime he had to get like local police involved or anything like that, and he'd show them his ID, they'd be like, "CTU, what's this?" They didn't know what it was. So yeah, it was a really interesting organization, and yeah, they were trying to like outwit these terrorists, these plots to blow things up and to kidnap people and to take out the president. It was incredible. It was amazing. It really, really was. Absolutely loved it. But yes, after series four, it did kind of die off for me a bit. I did persevere with it. I did stick with it, but the magic never came back for me. Um, Killing Tony, like he was such a beloved character. Then bringing him back, then having him as a bad guy, it just didn't work. After everything that him and Jack had gone through, to have Tony as a bad guy, it just felt like um, I'm trying to think of in Simpsons, Principal Skinner. You know, a character that we loved, and then turned out actually no, he wasn't Principal Skinner after all. He was Armand Van Houten or whatever his bloody name was. I can't remember now. Hit me up in the comments with whatever that was. But yeah, like a lot of people felt really let down by the episode of The Simpsons, where they basically said, "Yeah, we've been Principal Skinner's been lying to you. He's not who he said he is." That didn't work for me, and that kind of felt like the same doing that to Tony. It just didn't feel right. It felt like being cheated. It really did. But yeah, 24 again. It still was my favorite series of all time. Absolutely amazing. I'll tell you how I bumped into President. I should remind myself his name. This guy, President Heller. This is him. William Devane. They were filming a bit of the series where it was in London, England, at Farnborough Airport, and I happened to be there at the time, and I was watching some of the filming. And he came in. He came into one of the hangars, and he come up. He didn't come up to me. He was walking past me. I happened to be there, and he went. He said something like, "I know there's got to be." Trying to do his voice. I know there's got to be somewhere around here I can take a leak. And I was like, "Yeah, I think toilet just down there." And he just went to walk off. I said, "Oh, I was a bit nervous." And I went, "By the way," I said, "I'm really enjoying you in 24. I'm a big fan," or some bullshit like that. And he was like, and he went, tapped me on the shoulder, and he went, "Thanks, son. Thanks a lot." So yeah, he seemed pretty nice, you know. He seemed like a pretty nice guy. So anyway, I did see quite a bit of the filming actually. I saw they were like pushing the coffin which had Audrey in it. There was obviously no Air Force One there. That was like CG'd on afterwards. They had like the stairs going up to it were real. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So let's see what this says then about bringing 24 back. And I'm going to tell you why I hate it and why I think it's a bad idea, even though I love 24. So you're going to be saying, why are you moaning? Because 24 was amazing and you loved it. Yes, well, if you know anything about this channel, then you know that I am not here to bring sunshine and rainbows. I am here because I am broken by Hollywood and especially Disney. 24, the 2001. I can't believe it was 2001 that came out. Fox political thriller series was the first real-time TV series that captivated viewers, running for 60. I feel like there was more things than 6 seasons. I feel like I don't know if they're including the little spin-off 12 series one. Anyway, Howard Gordon served as an executive producer on the show and showrunner on 24. I do not remember this guy's name. I really don't. I remember executive producer Evan Katz. Always remember that coming up on the screen because he had a weird name and it was like cat, so that's why I noticed it. By the way, I have the two cats now. Remember from my last video, I said I was going to be fostering a couple of new cats. I had one little kitten. Got a couple of new ones now. One of them is asleep over there on the sofa, so he is actually all right. They're both pretty messed up, actually. If one of them's awake at some point and isn't hating life and isn't hating being touched, I'll get him up on camera. I'll let you have a look. But he's like a black and white. We're having a little stretch. Black and white little thing, but like bits chewed off their ears and their fur's all messed up. One of them's got one eye, and she's been terrified. Actually, absolutely terrified. All she did when she came in was hid in a box, which I put down for her. Then she left the box, went behind the sofa, the couch, and she just sat behind there. And she was completely motionless. She didn't move. I actually thought she was dead a couple of times. And that is actually what they will do when they're so scared and they're possibly been hurt or who knows what. They will act like they're dead so that you don't hurt them anymore. And I just thought that's like the saddest thing I've ever heard. But I shall be looking after them for a while, and we will see what progress we can make. Because he's all right, the boy. He's sleeping a lot, but he's coming out. He's had a few little cuddles, but she's not having any of it. I was in the kitchen yesterday, and I could hear her when I was in bed the other night padding around, so I know she's coming out for food. It reminded me of Misery, actually. She keeps hiding me on the sofa, and it reminded me of Misery when she's like, "I know you've been out of your room, Paul." It's like, "No, I haven't." And it's like I can see the little tracks that she's making, and if she's eating her food, and there's a bit of litter spilt around. But I was in the kitchen being really quiet, and she just stuck her head out on the sofa, and she didn't realise I was there, and then she just backed away again. So I'm counting that as progress, but I will show you them when I get a chance. Anyway, rambling on as we were. The real-time format is experiencing renewed. Why can't I highlight that? Interest. What's going on? Stop it. Renewed interest with shows like The Pit and Hijack. No, don't know. But that's not the entire reason Gordon and the 24 team have been considering a reboot. Because money, to quote Pitch Meeting. And also because we are completely devoid of any kind of shared experiences in this modern time. We do not have a shared cultural experience. Can you remember when Lost, the final episode, was on TV? Can you remember watching episodes of Friends in real time? How everyone would be there, and they showed it up in Times Square in New York on that on that massive screen. Shared cultural events, songs that you only saw like on TV, Top of the Pops, and everybody was into these songs. Even if you hated it, you were all part of it. Jurassic Park being released, it felt like a shared cultural event that we all talked about and we all saw. That we haven't got that now. We don't have shared cultural events, so they're completely lost, and they're desperately looking for something. And that's why they keep going back to a time when we did have shared cultural events. Like, did you see 24? Oh my God, did you see 24? I can remember getting in trouble because I worked at shitty Guildford Borough Council in Guildford. And do you know what, Guildford Borough Council, if you're watching, you're shit. Okay, you're an absolute joke. And I got in trouble because, and this was like, I didn't even really know how to send. I didn't even think I'd sent an email before. I figured you could like send an email internally, and I missed an episode of 24. Back then, you miss an episode, you don't get another chance, sunshine. You don't get a chance unless, on the off chance, somebody had recorded it. And I can remember sending an email. Did anyone happen to record last night's episode of 24? And like, I didn't really know how to select. And I just went, I saw all these names on the side, and I just put select all, send. And it like sent it out to all sorts of people. Like it sent it out to like the leisure centre, different boroughs, all sorts of things. And people were like, "Man, your email's gone global," and stuff like this. And people were saying, it was so, this is how pathetic people are. People, like most people, just ignored it, or they were like, "Oh, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about." And then I had some people emailing me, and they were like, "This is not an appropriate use of the email system." And I'm like, piss off, please. Does that do, like, did it do any harm? Did it like, oh my God, you've used the allocated amount of emails? It's just a mistake, guys. Sending it to everyone, that is. Not asking about 24, that was a mistake. That was important. So yeah, 24 was amazing. Ideas have been floated over the years. One even made into a series, 24 Legacy, but I do believe that was the one that like didn't have Jack or any of the original characters in it, so get lost. Another 24 reboot is not out of the question. It's absolutely in process. He said, while promoting the beast in me. They meaning Disney parent company and such have not committed to it, so it's still a process. Look, it's actually no secret, and this is worth saying. Over the years, and obviously various iterations, not just with Jack, we're trying to spin it off with Corey Hawkins and with different people. I've also sat through dozens of pitches from other writers. I've developed a few. I even did a spin-off. Ain't you the bollocks, mate? However, a 24 reboot without Sutherland might be doomed. Well, even with Sutherland, it would be doomed because they'd wrap him in a rainbow flag and give him a refugee's welcome t-shirt or something. It would just be awful. Oh, God. the actor has said before that he has seen a good script. I bet he hasn't. I had such nostalgia, yeah, because you're going back to a time where we had shared cultural experiences, and we had good things. We had crap as well, but we had some amazing creative TV shows that got you invested in these incredible characters. Just awesome. Howard Gordon has come up with an idea that I like, Sutherland said a few months ago. Yeah, yeah. He revealed that something really good has been written. Right. I know some people seem to enjoy the Top Gun remake thing, but I was never actually, brace yourselves, I was never actually a Top Gun fan originally. It was one that just passed me by a little bit. I have watched it, but oh, it's getting quite late here. It's so dark. I don't know where you guys are. I'm in England at the minute. We're getting like 3 minutes of daylight. I feel like I'm living in the Arctic Circle. It's just so damn dark here, constantly all day. It's horrendous. Where was I? Something really good has been written. This is it, guys. This is where you know it would be bad. Disney now owns 24. Oh my God, can you imagine what Disney would do with 24? Can you imagine it? Hey, Jack, it's Chloe. We found out who the real bad guys are. Are you ready? Is it Chloe? Is it some new super badass terrorist that I'm going to have to take down? No, no, Jack. It's worse than that. Come on, I'm on the edge of my seat here. The gun is cocked. I'm ready to go. Jack, the real terrorists are the far right. Chloe, I don't understand. Who is this far right? Is some kind of terrorist organization? It's worse than that, Jack. What? Chloe, don't mess me around. Damn it, Chloe. The far right, Jack. They're people that don't agree with the current narrative. I don't understand, Chloe. What are you saying? The far right are people that don't think a man who puts a dress on and calls himself Susan is a woman. This is worse than we first realized. Bring me my rainbow flag and refugees welcome sign. I'm ready to take these guys out. That is the worst Jack Bauer impression I've ever done. But how can you imagine it? 24 by Disney. Ooh. Oh, it makes me cringe. Yeah. Sutherland said he'd love to give fans what they want. I would like to close that story. It was kind of left wide open. Yeah, like you left it open 1,000 times and you've had 1,000 opportunities to close it and give Jack a little bit of peace and love in his life. I think that's all there is. Yeah, it's nothing else. Yeah, no, that's not going to work for me. Let's leave it on. Where's those cool pictures? Ah, there we are. These. That's how that one right there. That's how I remember Jack. Just he even looks young there, doesn't he? Anyway, how old? I think Kiefer Sutherland's like 58 now, which is obviously pretty damn young. You know, like me. I'm not quite 58, but yeah, he's a spring chicken, but he's no real spring chicken. He's a 58-year-old going to be wanting to be running around after rainbow coloured, uh, rainbow flavored terrorists. The far right. I think not. So anyway, guys, yeah, a bit of a depressing rant there, guys. I just don't. Yeah, I know what I was rambling on about now. The Top Gun thing. I know a lot of people like that Top Gun Maverick thing. Really not sure why. Yeah, it had some cool scenes of the planes flying around. That's pretty cool. But again, it's just another one of these legacy sequels, and it's bad enough they keep dragging them back. But like in that Top Gun film, when they use actual footage from the original and therefore far superior, far more creative film, to me that is just I hate it. I hate it so much. It takes me back to like Jaws 3. I think it was in Jaws 3 they did it in that. Maybe it was in Jaws, I can't even remember. It was the one where Mrs. Brody went out and killed the shark by stabbing it with the front of the boat. Awful. There's only one Jaws film. and they kept showing like black and white flashbacks. And he's like, "Hey, remember a much better film? Remember?" And that was like the same thing they did with Maverick. Hey, remember when he was playing the piano? Hey, remember when they played on the beaches? Oh, God. Look, like I said, I'm not here to bring you rainbows and light and joy and peace unless I find a little bit of a hidden gem movie that I want to talk about and introduce you to. You know, something I find out there. But otherwise, otherwise, it's just going to be me ranting. This is what happens when you rant too much. You see, you just lose the plot. And yeah, I do not want to see 24 come back. I don't want to see any of these things coming back. I'm hearing rumors of Buffy coming back. I'm hearing rumors of Malcolm in the Middle and Scrubs. Scrubs has already been brought back and destroyed. You've done that. You've destroyed that already. We know you want to destroy everything. We know that. We know you want to destroy everything that we loved in the West. What was the phrase from, once again, Disney, Star Wars? Destroy the past, kill it if you have to. We know your goal. Anyway, guys, bringing 24 back. What do you all think? Let me know. And if you enjoy my rants and you want to join in, please give me a like and subscribe, and we can create a nice little miserable family of anger and rage where we can just throw rocks at Hollywood, and we'll be happy doing it. See you next time, guys. Take it easy.